It's
Here it
on. We're
goes.
popping. It's popping now.
Hello.
Let's see if I hit the right button. Look at that. Then you hit the right button.
Oh, we got laughs and claps.
Laughs and claps. That's right, Jen. Welcome to another episode of Cultured Misfits. This is episode number 3.
Already.
How about that? I am Brandon, aka DJ Silk, because I am not going to forget to introduce myself this time around. And to the left of me in studio is
Jennifer. Hello.
yes. And virtually all the way down via South Beach, we have
Rell.
there's Rell.
She's so cute.
Yes, she is. I love Rell.
Oh, don't do that, Jen.
It is just a love fest. It's a love fest. It's a love fest. Yo, ladies, today it's a crazy day.
That's exhale because yes, it has been.
Let me tell you, it started for me at 5:47 this morning. Not 5:46. It couldn't be cool like, who shot your Biggie? Who the hell is this page me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawn, and now I'm yawning?
They
No.
needed to wait a whole minute.
Man, listen. Let me tell you. So I get a message, a Facebook message in my inbox from this person, this guy. See where we're going, right? And so he's messaged me, he friend requested me and then messaged me and like tried to chat me up. And I basically was like, hey, how you doing? Whatever. And closed out the conversation. Like he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. What are you doing? He was like, I'm doing, and he had this long list of things that he was doing. I said, okay, well, have fun with that and have a great day, and left it at that. So this morning, and that was like several weeks ago. This morning, he messaged me at 5:47 with a good morning.
I don't want him to do that.
With 2 random pictures of himself.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, DJ Phil.
No.
Right. Like the kind of pictures that one would send when they're trying to like basically display themselves. Like they were safe for work. It wasn't anything tawdry or anything, but it was just like, one in regular clothes, like he was going to work in his country club casual dress code. And then the other was he was on vacation with the pool behind him and a hat on. I'm like, So I didn't respond until this afternoon, and I thought about it. And I actually said, hey, I just need to kind of understand, like, why are you sending me pictures? Why are you texting me? It's sending me a message at 5:47 a.m. Like, what's this all about? Like, yeah, just that was weird. And see, here's my dilemma, right? I'm not gay. I'm an ally, right? I'm a big ally of the LGBTQ community. I have DJ'd events and whatnot. Like I have no problems. And I also don't ever want to discourage anyone from shooting their shot, because it's a big thing. I'm saying in general. Jen's like got this look on her face, but in general.
But 5 a.m. in the morning?
Right, 5 a.m.
Some decency.
Right, some decorum.
Right.
Some decorum. And
that's that morning wood hours. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Man, listen. So, like, what are you thinking? Like, I don't want to, like, I never want to, like, come at anybody wrong or be, like, really shoot them down in a harsh way. So, but here's the thing. If you're going to shoot your shot, make sure you are shooting at the correct target. Right?
So what did he respond when you said?
I don't know. I don't think he responded yet, and I'll turn back on my phone to see if he responds. But I'm like, yo, that's just weird. It just like, it really just bothered me on a really deep level. Not because he shot his shot in that way, but more because it was so early in the damn morning. Like, what did you wake up in the morning? Was it my last post? So yeah, that's how my day started. And then I got then this passenger side of my mirror came off.
Oh my God.
Right. Then I got a modem, and that was supposed to be an easy install, and it wasn't, because Comcast Xfinity is just difficult. And then right before I'm getting ready to stop work, I have to pick up this couple from the children's hospital, and they had a bag, but they had no child with them. And they had the crying tear, the
Oh.
eyes. And I had to take them all the way up to it was about an hour and a half drive. I had to take them up to oh my gosh. It's escaping me. But it was an hour and a half drive. And that was at 4:30 when I picked them up. And you know what time we were supposed to start.
Oh man, that is you've had a day.
I've had a day. So
You've had a day
Yeah.
of mixed emotions.
yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
god, that's heavy.
But I'm happy. Like, I'm excited. Jen's in studio. Rell's in Miami, looking great with her broken ass headphones. She gotta use her AirPods.
That's all right, Rell.
Hey, now I can ask my sugar daddy for a new one. A new
Hello.
excuse.
the sugar daddy, huh?
I'm just kidding.
Nah, speak that into existence, man.
Speak it into existence. You said I can't wait.
I agree with that.
Yeah, speak it into existence, okay? Man, just tell them, put your Amazon wish list up on the on your social, well, you know, if you share your social media.
Well, send me your money then, and I'll send it to her.
Exactly.
All right. So, ladies, are we excited about today's topic?
I really am. I think it's gonna be a funny one.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. So, today's topic is first dates. We want to talk about first dates because first dates are kind of hard.
First freaking dates.
Yes. Do either of you have any good first date, bad first dates, or good? You can be good first date stories to start off with, or
They're not like I've never had like a terrible first date. I think I would be mortified. I've had more like a what the fuck was that?
oh, those are the best ones.
Yeah, that I was just lost. Like what the hell? But never bad ones. I don't have bad ones.
Oh,
I
she's
don't.
just so special.
No, it's because I don't know. Like, well, I tell you, my first bad, not, it was a weird one. This guy, he asked me out for some drinks. He was like, "Oh, Jen, let's go get some drinks." I'm like, "All right, cool. Let's go. That's fine." So I met him at the bar. So I get into the bar and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, I'm inside," and he was just like, "All right, cool. I'm just waiting on my boy."
Oh shit.
I'm like, waiting on your boy. I was just like, maybe he has to like exchange something, give him something. Like, I don't know. I didn't question it. So he walks in with the guy. So I was just like, all right, what the hell? That's weird. So we're just sitting there. I'm sitting in the middle. He's sitting like to the left of me, and his boy is sitting to the right of me. So I'm sitting there, and he introduces his boy to me. He was like, "This is so and so." And I was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" You know, and I'm still like, all right, I think it's weird that he's here, but okay. So for the rest of the night, his friend paid for all of our drinks.
Wow. He was holding the wallet.
And I didn't know how to feel. After like that third drink, I was like, all right, you don't have to buy my drinks no more. Cause I'm like, I was confused. I'm like, am I on a date with him or with him? Like, I'm
Right.
just lost. And I couldn't fix my mouth to ask him, like, why'd you bring him? Like, it was just weird. But I mean, he was super nice, everything like that. I was just lost, as in like, was this a group thing? Cause I would have told my girls to come meet me here. Like,
Nah, I mean, once you bring
Did I miss the memo?
did I miss the memo?
no, once you bring somebody else, you bring a companion on a date. They're either a chaperone or it's no longer a date.
Exactly. So that's why I was just like, this is probably like a chaperone situation. Like, or you know what I've learned? You know, I know this sounds crazy. Sometimes I feel like guys will bring another guy or something to make it look like a group setting. Like if they were in a relationship and they didn't want to be caught on a date one-on-one. And that's real.
That's a pretty astute observation. I didn't even take it there. I was thinking maybe
I didn't even think about that either.
Yeah,
I think
that's
about
deep.
that's why I'm like, people think I'm crazy, but I'm like, no, I really think stuff like that because I'm like, all right, what the hell is he doing here? I'm like, is he like your
Yeah,
financial
was he gonna
advisor?
pay his boy back?
Yeah, that's what I
Like,
was just like,
oh,
and don't get me wrong, like I get it, like if he's like, oh, like I left my money or whatever the case may be, but
No.
it was weird. It was. I had a
Okay.
good time because I was at the bar that I usually go to, so I knew everybody there. But it was just so weird because he's trying to get to know me while his boy is like paying for my drinks.
Right, right, right. That's pretty fucked up actually. That's some old millennial shit.
yeah.
Rel, Rel, do you have any first bad date stories or
I don't think I've known most of the people that I've gone on a date with. I think
okay.
there's one that I met up with someone, and I was just happy that he looked like his pictures. So it was like that's the
You were
only thing because I know,
catfish.
yeah. So I was like,
Oh.
I've never seen you in a picture before, but you look like your pictures. Thank you.
We need to hear one from you.
Oh man, listen. So it was many years ago, but I met this girl on a Thursday night. And the reason why I remember,
This is deep. He
yeah.
remembered the night. This is so deep. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason why I remember is because I met her at this party in Old City. And at this party, Russell Simmons was there, John Legend was there, Allen Iverson was there. Like I met, that's when, it was popping, right? So I met her and I actually am not that aggressive of like rarely am I like, hey, can I get your number? But it was something about her. I'm like, all right, let me shoot my shot. I shot my shot, got the number, and literally we went out the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, right. This for
Mm.
real, right? So we meet, you know, and she picked the restaurant. This was the summer I learned my lesson about letting females pick the restaurant. Right?
Hey, 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 hey,
Right.
hey.
So we get there and come to find out she had just got a new car. A
Okay.
really nice car, right? So now I'm feeling like, oh, that's cool because it's Friday night. You got a new car. You could be running the streets right now and showing off your car, but you're with me. So this is really cool. So we eat at this expensive restaurant, and I didn't like the food. I didn't let her on to that or nothing, but I just remember thinking this is a lot of money for some
Right.
fucking food I don't like.
Usually that's how they go.
Right, right.
Honest to God, yep.
So she's on the phone texting and like towards the end of dinner, she's like, my friends are down at this spot down the street. Can we go? Can we stop by? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So we walk down there and it's some dudes. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care, right? So she's telling them about the new car. And they're like, one guy's like, oh, I want to see it. And so she's like, okay. And I'm like, actually, I want to see the car too, because I'm a car guy. I really like cars. So
Okay.
we walk to her car. He's like, oh man, this is really nice. Let's take a ride. And she's like, all right. And they get in the car and leave.
No.
Mhm.
And don't come back.
That was it. The date was over. And I was just kind of like,
What?
and all I'm thinking is,
Oh my God. And here I is at what?
right,
You just spent $200
right.
To watch this
for
bitch
another
drive
man to drive off with your date.
With a nut. Yes. It
I
just,
can't even live my life right now.
yeah. Yeah. Rel, $200. That was roughly what it was.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, I haven't even known this girl 24 hours because like I met her 10 o'clock the night before. We're at like 6, 7 o'clock. It hasn't even been a whole 24 hours. So I'm
Mm.
like, okay. But like 20 minutes later, she texts me and she's like, you know what? I'm really sorry. Like that really got out of control. And I didn't like, I felt like our
Fuck
date ended.
you.
Right? I feel like
Yes.
our date ended abruptly. And like, it was wrong. That was really wrong. It was messed up. Can I get a do over?
Fuck out of here.
So she was beautiful. So I'm like, yeah, okay, all right.
She got a conscience.
Oh,
Well,
she's so sweet and so
no, I didn't say
remorseful.
nothing
Now fuck
about
out of here. Fuck you, bitch. It's another
nah.
pretty
She said, "Let me
girl
get
out there.
another $200 date."
No. So this is the thing. So the reason why I was like cool was because she was really sincerely like,
Via
because the way,
text.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, well, look, whatever, right? I mean, the way it ended, it was kind of like, it was weird the way it happened. It
You
just
were
the whole
like,
thing.
what
What
the
the fuck?
fuck?
Right? Exactly. Like, does this nigga know weed? Like, what's going? Because anyway, so I'm like, all right, we can do
No,
that.
because she should have said, "We can do it another time. I'm with him."
Right. Well,
No, but she was really sorry, Rell, okay?
Jen is playing me. No,
Jen, if you went on a date with a man, he met up with some girls, and the girl was like, "Oh, I heard you got a new car. Let me see it," and then drove off.
Listen, if we would have walked into the
I
bar
would
they
have
were
been
at,
gone.
and if it would have been females, I would have said no, fuck you, and I would have been out. It wouldn't have been no opportunity
Exactly.
for him to show his car
Yeah.
off to nobody.
Hey, it was years ago, right?
Exactly.
So we're like, so I'm like, all right, whatever, because I am who I am, right? So we make arrangements to go out again, and this time she's like, oh, let's go to this. I'm like, nah, bitch, we're going to a spot on South Street. Like, I'm like, you're not going to get me for another $200. This is a $70 max date, right? This time around,
right at Extra Bibbles. You want cheesesteak?
So, and so we had the second date, and obviously didn't go anywhere. And the big reason was because I really didn't like the person who she was, and we just weren't matched. She was really money oriented, and I wasn't. And I don't mean like gold digger as in like she was looking for me, but she was all about money, career, and that's all she really talked about. And I'm like, I mean, that's cool and all, but nah, I can't keep up with you because I'm not. I do all right, but my every day I'm not thinking about how I can make more money. So she would come to the club where I DJ'd at and stuff. I would get her in and blah blah blah, and then it's kind of faded, whatever. But so that was my bad date.
That's horrific.
Right?
I could not.
That's me though. That's how I live my life.
He gave this hood rat a second opportunity, and I call her a hood rat because that's hood rat behavior.
It is. We were in our late 20s. I guess for me, so that y'all don't think I'm a complete simp, I think because I was such a car guy at that point in time, and I put myself like, what would I be doing? Like, actually, if I had gotten a new car on a Friday, I wouldn't have gone on a date. I would have been running the streets. I would have been showing off all the people.
But right is right, wrong is wrong.
Right,
I don't
agree.
care about none of that. I don't care what he's saying right now because what she did was absolutely wrong. I don't care how pretty this girl was. There's beautiful women like that would never act like that. So
you want to go find her?
Listen, they everywhere.
No, so you can get her. So you can.
Listen, I don't send no text, no messages on Facebook at 5:47 to no females at all.
Hey, all right. So that's my bad date story. That's why I don't go on a whole lot of dates.
Yeah,
this shit is because
they're iffy. They're iffy right now.
It's really hard. So, Jen, how do you? No, I'm gonna start with Rell. Rell, how do you vet who you go on your first date with? Like, yeah, what do you do? Do you have a process? Is it about looks? Like, is it more about their looks or how they approach you, or what's the requirement?
I feel like when I was younger, it was like I would go on a date with anybody. Not with anybody, but but I was definitely that girl that you went out with. And I'm like, I'm going to go out to have fun. Nothing like really serious. Gotcha. But now I don't know. I'm older, so
you're more
my
sophisticated.
time, and my time is important to me. So if you're not someone that I could see myself with, or a person that is a good person, or a person that I see that we could have even a friendship or platonic relationship with, then I won't waste my time. So kind of like that. I see like, is this something that is worth my time or something that I see a future with? Then I'll pursue it.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's like the first thing.
So what if they like, does it, how they approach you have anything to do with it? Or like if somebody that you normally wouldn't have given a shot, or if they came at you in the right way or in such a unique way that you're like, wow, that was kind of creative. All right, let me go get a water ice with you. Could that happen at this point stage in your life or no?
I think it could.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to say never.
That's
I'm too
important.
grown for just water. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'm like,
Oh,
just water ice, but then I'm like, that's kind of cute. I don't know.
One of my favorite first dates was only at an ice cream shop.
yo,
My
see?
friend, he was like, "Oh, Jen, let's go get some ice cream." Like and he was like, "Do you know of any ice cream
Oh,
spots?" And I
that's
did, and we did,
cute.
and we had a good time. We just literally
Right.
sat in the car and ate ice cream the whole time. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's just a really good friend, but it was probably one of like, it was so
Hmm.
simple that I was just like, it was nice.
Less is more. Less is
Yeah.
more. Rell's like,
Yeah.
nah, you better take me to a damn restaurante. No, but the advantage of going to like
It,
get water ices is that if it's not a good
if you don't
situation, you
like
can
them, you
get
can
away.
leave.
Right. You can break away real quick.
Hmm.
A water ice, how long does it take you to finish a water ice?
Yeah.
So there's
And I
no,
will say, like, for first dates, those are good ideas, like coffee or water ice or like ice cream, like you were saying. Um, but I'm a foodie, so it doesn't have to be expensive. But it's like, oh, like I like tacos, so a good taco spot, let's go there. Like, I don't know,
taco. You want to
That's
take your ass
something
to
fair.
sweet.
Taco Bell.
Hey, if I'm like that one, what's her name? Get a bag, my little Chanel bag, fill it
Oh,
up,
the
and take you
city
to Taco
girl,
Bell.
the
I'll
city
take
girl.
that.
Yeah, the Taco Bell,
I'll take
man.
that.
Okay. What about you, Jen?
Um, mm. I feel like I just know like who I like when somebody approaches me, like I just feel like I it depends on their energy, how they come to me, of course. I really like sweet men, like just they're just really, really kind and nice. That is impressive. Like looks matter. I don't care what anybody says. Looks
They
matter.
always matter. Yes.
Looks matter.
Hmm.
I do see a guy's shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Mm.
like, okay, because if like guys take care of their shoes, like they take care of themselves and stuff. But to be honest, I just like when guys approach me like a gentleman, like really, really nice, like just super nice about it, not just extra. And I don't need when guys try to like paint your future already together. "Oh, I'm gonna make you my wife." What the fuck? I don't know you. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Or they be like, "Oh, I like you." No, you don't know me. You like what you see. You don't like me because you don't know me yet. I don't like those pickup
Hmm.
lines. I'm like,
But you have kind eyes, Jen. That's how they know they're gonna marry you and
but
have your babies.
no, because then they go, "Oh, give me a son." Give you what? No.
See, next time somebody says that to you, you say, "No, sir, that's on you. If you want a son, you have to
Eh,
you have to
My
put the sperm."
response is,
Provide
"You
the
got
Y
money. I need a
chromosome.
2 carat." That's it. That's my response.
Oh gosh. All right. Are you guys scout or do you ever try to check out their social media first to see?
N-
See?
I've made it an effort where I put the effort in to not do that.
Really?
Yeah, because
Mm.
it's just I don't want to go into it with, oh well, he looks like he does this and looks like he does that, and he could be the complete opposite because social media is just an appearance, I think. So
I will disagree with you. And actually, one of the episodes of the End podcast that I do, you can follow the End podcast. Look that up, subscribe. I talk about communication and how intentional it is. Like you have to be intentional about it. And what you post on social media, it might not be fully you, but it is portions of you
no, no,
because
oh yeah, I agree with that.
right.
But I'm making my assumptions. I am assuming off of what I see.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Well, I look because I need to see if I can afford the date.
No. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yes, I can, because if I look at your feed and I see a whole bunch of expensive looking restaurants constantly in your feed, then now I understand where your expectations are, and I'm probably not willing to do that on the first date
I
anymore because
don't
I've already
like
done that.
that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't.
Because
Mm-mm.
to be honest, literally probably 80% of the time that I post pictures, I'm at the restaurant by myself. So it's not something that I'm accustomed to being spoiled with. I'm just like, or it the plating might be nice. And that's what I'm saying. The plating might be nice and you're assuming that you're at an expensive restaurant not knowing that that plate was $10.
Yeah, ain't no $10 plate looking. I could tell. I can tell, and because it's not just the food pics, it's also the other pics that go along with it. I'm just saying. Look, here's the thing. I told you I got burned that summer. I got burned, and I
Super.
have, yes, right, and
Mm-hmm.
I have, I have quite a number of women that I know that I see what they post, but I also have spent time with them in real life, and I see how they operate. And there's not a far distance between what they post and how they live their life and what they expect from the dudes that they date. So, I'm all about patterns. I look at patterns of behavior, and if I meet you and your post looks similar to my friends that are living that 1%er life, I tap out. I'm like, nah, it's not for me. I gotta find that water ice girl, that that ice cream parlor, that at least for the first date. That's just my thing, because look, if we start at a 5-star restaurant, where do we go from there? Like, where's this? What do we do that's special?
But why is that something special? A 5-star restaurant is not special.
See
Do
how she
people
talking, Rell?
Right.
understand? But that's what I'm saying.
No, I agree with
That
her.
it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that something special. I don't even eat red meat, so even people like, oh, it take you to a steakhouse. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. But they feel like they need to do that to impress me, not knowing that I'm like, I don't want that.
But you're different. You're a different breed of woman. So
And
I'm speaking.
we are still out there. That's what I'm
You
saying.
keep saying that, but we're speaking about general. Like, I'm speaking
You
to
know
my
where we're hiding.
experience.
We're in church
Oh
praising.
God,
That's where
she's
we're
in
at.
church, right? You're right. Y'all are there. All I'm saying is, so I can only tell you based on my experience, what I've run into, and the majority, because it's not everybody. And notice I don't say all women or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking to, as I travel and I interact with people, what I notice, what I pay attention to, because I've been wrong. If I meet a girl and she has all kinds of like high acidity shit on her social media thing, guess
That's not
what?
fair. That's not
But
fair.
in real life, when I've met her, she's been pretty consistent with how she posted and what she wanted to
That's
do.
not fair because I have had instances where guys are like, "Oh, I know you have a lot of DMs," and they automatically assume that I'll go like on a million dates. I'm like, I'm always home. I'm
Well,
always
that's
that.
a different kind of assumption, though. Like, so I'm
It's
not.
not because they see a picture on social media and they're assuming that I'm just out here
Mm-hmm.
just going on dates and doing all that or and with like that. That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. Don't go.
Oh,
I don't. I'll see a social media. I ain't saying like I wouldn't. I go on there, but I honestly make an effort not to go like because you could go on a spiral just trying to find. By the time you know it, you're at his cousin's sisters, girlfriends,
God damn.
brothers, and you know all their family history. So I'm like, all right,
No. See, I use it, and like I said, I look for patterns. Because it's not just the pictures, it's the comments and it's the frequency of things. If it's like,
Mm-hmm.
if it's only a few of those pictures and the rest, like if there's a balance of posts, like, okay, there's nice 5-star type, nicely plated things, and there's also like regular everyday stuff where there's a balance, then yeah, that's okay. We can rock with that. But if everything you post, I mean, that might not be their life. That might not be her lifestyle. She might be fronting and frauding, capping. But I'm not for it. I'm not for it. Like, I don't want to deal with you because you're not going to cap on me. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be your next photo op that I take you somewhere and all of a sudden you're you're taking pictures of play, because I've been on dates where that happened. Like we sit down and she's like easing back from her plate, and she got all the angles
She's
and the lights and
documenting
stuff.
the experience. There's nothing wrong with
No,
No,
that.
she's saying that she's leaving his plate out of the picture.
right. It's just right, right.
Okay, she's documenting her experience. There's nothing wrong with
Exactly. Not no, right. I ain't slow. I'm not slow. We gonna
No,
go
I'm not that mean. I'll just probably get half of his plate in there, but make sure his hands are on the picture.
see that old fuck shit right there. Not the kid. Yo, I will spoil. I am generous to a fault, but not on the first date, not even on the second date. Like I gotta actually like you. And I still have this feeling that when you take someone to a really nice atmosphere, you're distracting from getting to know one
Oh,
another.
for sure.
You
For
know what
sure.
I mean? So that's why, like, the first coffee date or going to get water ice or going for a walk or whatever, is to me the better thing to do if you actually want to make a legitimate connection with someone.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
I'm a balance between both of you guys.
no, you're not.
I
No,
look
that
sometimes. Yes, I am. Don't do that. I look sometimes and sometimes I don't. But I had an instance where this guy that I was dating, I think we've been on like a couple dates like at this point, and he mentioned something that we've never talked about, but something that I posted on my like social media, and I played it off because I didn't want it to be awkward. But I'm like, in my back of my head, I'm like, I never told you that. You saw that on my, yeah.
Like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I was about to be like, I never told you that, but how to
You're
bring
like,
it
play
back
it
in.
cool, play it cool.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you definitely suck. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah.
Wow.
What the hell?
Yeah. Nah, I think you should do your research. I do agree
And
with
not
Jen.
flip up and make it weird.
Right. Well, I mean, or just say like I checked out your Instagram, I checked out your Facebook. I saw such and such and such and such. Like that. I mean, that's easy enough. I mean, it's if you especially if your page is not private, like what the hell? That's how people kind of get a sense of who you are, like your value system as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So how much communication should happen before that first date?
Like on the actual day that you're going on the date, or
In
leading up to it?
between leading up to it. Like so for me, for that horrible date, it wasn't even 20 hours. Like, like I got the number or whatever. And like the only communication we really had was working out what time we were going to meet and whatnot. But that was a rare instance. But you get a number or you make contact and you decide to go out. Do you talk a lot or do you save the conversation for the date?
For me, like if it's on the actual day of the date, I probably hardly speak to them. Trying to
Okay.
save conversation, have conversation during the date, because it's that awkward. Like, and
Right.
in my mind, I'm like, all right, make sure you ask this or this, that, and the third. But before then, just regular, like, hey, how are you? Like getting to know each
The
other.
good
Questions
morning
is fine.
Good morning text.
Those are fine.
Good. What about you, Rell?
I would say about the same. It depends on the chemistry with the person. Um, like how long, like yours was like the next day, or like
Right.
did we plan something a week away, or depends on that.
Okay. I like to communicate. I like a lot of communication between. I don't want to save anything. Like, because well, if we have to save up for conversation for that date, then oh man, like we're going to probably struggle down the line. So when you have chemistry with someone, actually, I've had situations where like we never had to even talk, and it just felt like we had the best conversation when we were together, like that, and that was really cool. Like that, it was that much comfort, and there wasn't that need to like always have to say something or whatever. It could have silence and it was still good. So, huh? Okay. All right. So, pick them up. They pick you up, or are we meeting someplace? Pros and the cons. Actually, let me start with this. It's like looking like nigga. I'm older, so I'm from the time where I used to be able to pick people up. Now I understand. I understand exactly why that's for safety reasons. I get it. So, but I kind of miss those days of being able to like pick the girl up and ride to the destination. Jen.
First dates, we're meeting at the spot.
All right.
You're not picking me up. I don't care.
Rell
It's
shaking her
crazy.
head,
It
yeah.
is way too. Actually, to be honest with you, it's guys that I've been on multiple dates that still don't know where I live because I still don't know where that's going to go. Not that they're giving me like creep vibes or anything like that. It's just that what if it doesn't work out in the end? I don't want you to know where I live. That's it.
I mean, it's fair, but the way you said it,
But I can say like I am respectful when guys like tell me, all right, well, to make you feel comfortable, just drive to my house and we'll just drive to the place together. Because I know I'm not gonna stalk you like if it doesn't work out. I don't want
don't do that. Like I'll meet you at the place, okay?
Yeah. Well, no, I recently had a date where the guy was like, just come to my house and we'll just drive there together. I was like, all right, cool. And it worked out. I was just like, but he did live in Philly. So
Yeah, we still meet at the place. Fellas, I'm trying to help you out here. So now you understand, like, women definitely have to be careful, like, because a lot of bad things happen. So, but I would meet if you don't feel comfortable with them coming to your house, I wouldn't go to their house either. I would just say, look, I appreciate it. Or let's meet at a mutual spot and then we can go together.
But if you know the person prior.
We're talking first dates.
But I'm saying like if you've had but there could be first dates and you know the person, but you guys just never saw each other like in that aspect.
Strangers.
All right. Yeah, of course strangers do not meet at nobody's house.
Rell, have you ever been picked up here for a first date, or you having to meet you?
No, I always meet.
Oh,
yeah.
Y'all miss the good old days.
Because I don't want to like have someone crazy, or B, like what if it's not good? Like I don't want to have to or if it's awkward, I don't want to have to ride back in the car with the person all the way. That'd be like
yeah.
But I have had like a date where like the guy's like, "Oh, you want me to pick you up?" I'm like, "Oh no, let's meet here. Like this is close to my house. Like I know like okay, this is where you live. This is like a easy meeting point." Or like I don't know. So the person was like, "Oh, let's go here," and I'm like, "Okay." I had to follow him to go because we was like at this park. So I had to follow behind him. He's like, "So you don't want to ride with me?" I'm like, "I'll just ride behind you.
Smart.
I'll
woman.
follow you."
Smart woman.
But he kept asking me,
and that makes you uncomfortable.
Like, yeah. But he's just like, I just thought it would be easier. Like I know, like we're friends now, so it's not scary anymore. But he's just like, I just thought it would be easier. And then, but it's like,
then you get those guys weird. That say, "Why don't you want me to drive? You got a boyfriend there?" No.
No, because we don't.
Because I don't want to have to shoot you if you act crazy. No, that's
because
why.
we don't. I know we don't know. So just from our perspective, there's that period of time when it's like, all right, we're gonna meet at 6:00 at such and such, and you're there at 5:50 or whatever, and you're waiting, and then 6:00 comes, and you don't see her, and then you're like, oh shit, here we go. Am I gonna be dining for one? So that's, at least for me, that's why I always kind of I want that control. Like in controlling
You
the
going
sense
on this
of
first date with me, okay? I'm making
right,
you
damn it, like
out.
you're not gonna have me
Right.
out there telling the waitress like I promised to be there. I'm just please hold the table. So, so
She's on her way.
she's on her way, texting, looking, you know what I mean? So there is that's the part of it that you guys don't see. I understand the safety part of it, but it is that like, am I gonna get stood up? Is she gonna show up? Like, is she gonna, you
People
know what
stand
I'm
people up still?
all the
I thought
fucking
that
time.
happened a long time ago. I didn't think that was still a thing.
In an era where people will ghost you, you don't think people get stood up?
I'm not going to set up a date and then just not show up without saying anything. Oh, but I will say this. You know what? I take
See.
those words right back. This lady, came to the bar that I work at, and she was sitting there and she goes, "Oh, I'm just waiting for my friend." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She told me the guy's name. He's frequent there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, okay. She waited like almost 2 hours there by herself. Ain't no way in hell.
2 hours.
She was like, well, he said, I check up on her. I'm like, hey, you all right? Is your friend coming?
Damn.
And she was just like, yeah. So then she proceeds and she was like, oh my God, he just told me he's in a car accident.
Oh,
I was just like, oh my God, that's so sad. I hope he's okay. In the bar that I work at, it's all, I see all of the parking lot and I see outside. I see him drive by twice. And I knew his car because he goes there all the time. He circled the parking lot twice and did not come in. I thought that was the corniest thing he could have done.
Absolutely corny.
Because she was all dolled up. She was cute. She looked nice. She,
Aww.
And he did that. And I was just, and I never saw him the same. When he comes in, I don't even speak to him. I'm like, I'm a girl's girl. You don't do that to her. You text him like, listen, I'm not going to be able to come.
Maybe he was waiting for his boy with the money and his boy stood him
Listen, I just felt so bad for her. But then at the same time, she waited 2 hours. So she played herself at that 2-hour mark.
Man, I get it. It's like when you in for a dollar, you in for a dozen. Like you're just there and in the hope you don't want to do that walk of shame. That walk of shame is harsh.
Who do you think stands more people up, women or men?
Oh, women, no doubt. Women, no doubt, without a doubt.
For real?
Absolutely.
For real?
For real, yes, for real.
For real? What do you think stands people up more, women or men?
I feel like women, it would be women, because women are like, oh, I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
So you wait to the last minute.
Yeah. Y'all will be, it's that I don't want to hurt his feelings. Or actually the other thing is you don't want to put yourself in danger because men have a tendency, there's guys out there that don't know how to act when they get rejected and that toxic masculinity comes out. So it's easier to be like, oh yeah, and and then be in a safe place and just let it fall off. So I'm not mad at it, but no, women definitely stand men up way more often than the other way around. What you witnessed was an anomaly. You probably should have bought a lottery ticket that day because that was on some old different shit.
So corny. So
And a big lie.
And a big lie. God forbid that you really do get into a car accident. You don't speak that stuff into existence.
You should ask him one day. You should be like, yo, why you stood that girl up? Maybe as a legit.
He's such a cornball. I don't even speak to him. He speaks to me. I don't even say nothing back.
No, but you got to do it for the show now. Because we need to know. We need to understand.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like he came in.
After that. Cute.
Yeah, she was really pretty. After that, I probably only seen him like once or twice in there.
Okay.
And literally like a week ago, he came in and he was just like, hey, did somebody leave a jacket? I looked at him and then I just kept doing what I was doing.
So stank.
I don't care. You don't do that to people.
I
don't like mean people or else I'll be mean.
I get it. But listen, we really do need for you to find out. Like the next time he comes in, you like just.
He's the type of person he is. He's probably going to lie about it.
Well, tell us the lie. Whatever. We just need to know. That's your homework. Please.
This is the same guy that comes in there and forgets his wallet every time he comes in there with a chick.
He's going to be like, what
bro,
are you talking about?
Glue it to your balls. Do that. And you won't forget your wallet at home.
He's like Dave Chappelle and Half Baked when he had like $8.26 on that date.
And the bar I work at is a $4 bar.
I know. I've been to your establishment. I know how it works there.
So corny.
Anyway, all
So
right.
corny.
All right.
Anyways.
So the actual first date, and we actually touched on this earlier about like, is less more, is doing something extravagant better or is doing something less better? Um Obviously I didn't edit this. I just typed it out this morning. I was just moving fast, but is less more or is doing the most to move? Um like what would you like to see from a gentleman who is or if you're out there and however way you go, the person who's asking you out, what's better? What do you think, Jen? Less, you want that water ice and that ice cream?
To me, less is more because I want to take that time to get to know you. And first impressions are everything. So just be simple. If you know me or like if you're getting to know me, you'll know that I'm like I'm simple. Like I don't need you like flipping and doing all this. I mean, if it's nice and I'm appreciative towards it, but if you are trying to get to know me, I think less is more all the time.
Okay. Rel, he can take you swimming, right? So he can swim.
Oh, a beach date.
Yeah, I would say less is more too. Like, my best first date is that he took, like, we went to this overlook, and he like got like sandwiches and salad and stuff, like a little picnic, and like
Oh,
so we had
that's
like a
so
really
cute.
pretty view. Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
So
Nice.
less
That's
is more, I'd say.
yeah.
That's dope.
For
I
us misfits
Mhm.
nowadays, because
Cultured misfits, yes.
I understand that there is
Mhm.
a certain females that you do need to take to steakhouses and do this
Uh,
and do that but
you don't
Mhm.
need to, but I
their
will
requirements.
encourage. Well, I mean, yeah, but you got to
Whining
act
and
your.
dining is nice.
Yeah.
It is, but people should need to act their wage, right? And the thing is,
Mhm.
whatever, it's like gambling, right? If you want to be a successful gambler, whatever game you play, you need to be able to afford to play it 15 times. Because the law of averages, if you're losing within 15, you'll win. If you're winning within 15, you'll start to lose. But, whatever you do or whatever you purchase in life, wealthy people will tell you you should be able to buy it 3 times. If you can't afford to buy it 3 times, then you can't afford to buy it. So on these dates, if you're trying to impress someone and you take them to a restaurant where you can't afford to do that on a regular basis, it's probably not a good look. And if they're not
Mhm.
willing to entertain you because you can't take them to a certain type of restaurant, then they are probably not the person for you anyway.
You're settling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just is what it is. My best dates, first dates or whatever, have always been when we did some random
Mhm.
shit that was just like it's almost like we were making it up as we went along. Like, all right, let's go here. Like, it's just
That's crazy you
It's
said. Yeah, same
spontaneous.
here. Same. One of them, probably my favorite dates. We just went to my favorite restaurant. It's an Asian spot in Philly. And then after that, we just started walking center city. And then we just found this like little hole in the wall bar, and we went in there and like I love to dance, but I like to dance by myself. And it's like he knew that, but and he just was like literally just kind of like we were just sitting and drinking, and he was just watching me dance, and then that was it. And I had a great time. And when I say dance, more like a two-step bop. I'm not
gotcha.
saying I'll be out here just twerking and working.
You weren't doing TikTok dances.
I wasn't. I was just two-stepping, enjoying the music, and it was nothing was planned other than let's just meet here at this time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was probably um one one first date, and she ended up being my girlfriend. But that first date was dope because it was like an all day affair. We went to and actually I say going to the movies is a no no, but we went to the movies. We saw The Sixth Sense. We went
Damn,
to
that's old.
right. I told you, I got history, right? We went. Yeah, we
Oopsie.
saw. I mean, I was young, but we went to the mall. We went to see Sixth Sense, and there was a moment where we were at like a place that had games and stuff, and we were playing air hockey, and
That's
she cheated.
cute.
Yeah, she cheated. Like something happened. Oh, the puck went off the ground, fell onto the ground, and I went to pick it up,
And
and
she bullshit.
I put it on her end, and as I was walking back to my end, she tapped it, but she tapped it so it went slow. It was just going fast enough so that I wouldn't get there in time, and she just looked at me like and at that moment I was like, oh man, I love your ass, because that was dope. That was just a dope moment. But
Aw.
yeah, I mean, those are the types of things where you can create really strong connections. And I just have found that when I've gone to nice establishments, it's so nice, it's beautiful, the atmosphere, it's fancy, but it also feels cold to me. And I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know.
I feel you. I
Mhm.
feel you.
But in terms of activities, Groupon is your friend. So if you want to find something creative and different to do, Groupon has all kinds of activities. You can get you know, like even if you don't use the Groupon, you can get ideas like just going through and see what deals they have. So, oh, you disagree, Jen? You're not trying to Groupon? You're gonna be upset. I take you on a date and pull out the Groupon voucher
No,
and be like,
I'm not gonna be upset about that because I'm like, wait, I have a coupon. I'm that type of person. I'm like, wait, I have a coupon.
Rell, would you be
Mm.
upset if I took you out on a date and I'm like,
No,
wait a minute, here's my Groupon, ma'am? No.
I've used the Groupon before, so
Okay, good, good. But yeah, it's good. Groupon is good for at least inspirational
But that
purposes.
just leads me.
hmm
My question to all that would be, how do you determine who pays for the date? My rule of thumb was whoever asked.
That's the rule. Whoever asks pays.
Okay.
That's the rule.
Uh,
And if it's not, and if that's not going to be the rule, then that needs to be discussed before the date actually happens.
That's an uncomfortable conversation to me. I hate talking about money.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if let's say your finances are tight or whatever, or like if let's say I ask you out, or no, you ask me out, and I'm like, okay, well, but this is just plutonic, right? Or like something to the effect that, like, yeah,
Okay, yeah,
you feel what I'm
yeah.
saying? Then it's like, oh yeah, well, we splitting that shit because clearly I'm not getting the yams, so yeah, we're gonna split. No, but I mean, if it,
that's
yeah,
terrible.
So
it is
if you want
terrible.
the yams, you
But
gotta spend that
yes, you want that
cash.
ass, you better put out that cash, man. Come on
Oh
now.
man, all right.
No, but I do feel like, like, and ladies, I think that's a good thing to do. Like if you want to make sure that he understands that, like, you're taking it slow or whatever, if you don't want that kind of pressure, it might be you just have
Mm,
that, like, hey, we'll go Dutch, because a lot of men really do feel like they're putting a down payment on something more. So
I've paid for a first date not being the one who asked for it. And I paid for it only because he was coming up from DC. So I kind of felt like, all right, well,
that's
he
fair.
drove up here. And in my mind, I'm like, paid for gas tolls. And to me, I'm such a like, let's make it even kind of deal. That like when the check came, I was just like, I asked him, I said, let me pay for it, please, because you drove up here. So like, and we were at like this pizza spot. It was like $24. I was just like,
Okay, that's a
and he looked at me. He was like, "Are you sure?" He was like, "No, no." He was like, "I got it." I was like, "No." I was just like, it's all right. Trust me, it's all right."
nah,
And
that's
so,
dope. I mean, but that just speaks to who you are as a person.
yeah.
Because there are,
mhm.
listen, I went on I'm not even gonna call it a date, but so I was in college. I
It
was
was the giggle.
I was in college, and yo, I literally was like down to my last like $20. And the girl, she lived in Philly. And she wanted she wanted to eat, and she wanted to hang out. I had already eaten, and I'm like, well, listen, I already ate, and so I'm not gonna eat. And she was like, "Well, I don't care. I want to see you." Blah blah. I'm like, "All right," but I've already eaten and like my money's tight, so whatever. She was like, "Oh, that's fine." So we go to Fridays. She orders, she eats. I get a soda, right? Yo, the check comes, and she pushes that check to me, right? Yo, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't pay. I was like, look, I didn't even eat. It'd be one thing if I ate off your plate or anything like that. Like, I'll pay for my soda. But
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, you asked me to come up to Philly.
Right.
I drove us to the spot. I set every expectation possible about the situation. And now you want to dig into my last little $20. Oh man, yeah. That was pretty much done
Was she
after that.
upset?
Oh yeah, she was hot.
Yeah. So what was her response?
Oh, she was hot.
Mm.
Well, the thing was, she was an Eagles cheerleader, and she was like, I guess. I mean, yeah, she was attractive. She got a lot of people. I mean, she could have spent her Friday evening with anyone, but she wanted to spend it with me, the broke guy. And I told her. So I explained to her, I'm like, I have $20. I don't get paid till it was like like next week or something. Like I have
Right,
to
right,
make what
right.
I have last. So some women,
Maybe
some
she
people.
was trying to see if you were broke or if you were cheap.
No, because I had taken her out before and we had done things and I had paid for it. Like I don't mind paying. And if I
Mm-hmm.
Right.
can't afford to pay, then I don't ask you out. I don't invite you out. I don't, even if you're like, I want to go out, blah, blah. Like I will communicate like my situation. Like, but I don't feel comfortable going out without having the resources,
Right,
especially
right.
especially back then. I mean, now it's different because I have credit cards and things. So even if I don't have the cash at the time, I can make it happen. But yeah, I'm definitely like I've been around. I've experienced too much to know to be put through that kind of bullshit. So I'm very upfront about
Mm-hmm.
where I'm at with the dates and what's up. If I don't have it, then I'm not asking you out. That's just my rule. So, and I'm going to act my wage. So, and if you're not on it, if you can't
Mm.
appreciate it, then you're not the girl for me.
But I never told the guy like I want you to take me here. I've always left it to them because I think money is I don't like talking about money within the first like month or so of us getting to know each other. Like I'll
Mhm.
have an understanding of what you do for a living and in my mind and how you live. I'm pretty intelligent to know, you know,
Right, right.
but so I don't like to
Mm-hmm.
think about like other people's money. So I'm just like, I leave it to you. They're like, oh, what do you know? I said, whatever you decide, I'm cool with.
Right.
And I let them plan it or whatever. So that way they feel comfortable enough to be like, all right, well, I could afford this place or whatever the case may be. But I've never been like, oh, I need you to take me here.
Well, because you're
Mm-hmm.
not the type of person who's trying to cap for the gram and
Right.
have these and talk about this and take these pictures and whatnot. Because that's what it really comes down to. Sadly, like a lot of people that do that make these requests, they can't do it for themselves.
Exactly.
So they're looking for somebody to do it, help them do it. So Rel is laughing. All right. So dating behaviors. What
No,
to
I'm laughing because
what?
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no. Say it. Say it.
Say it.
No, I'm laughing because like sometimes you go on a date and people are like, "What's the rule?" Like anytime I go anywhere, whether I chose the place or they chose the place, I try to be conscious of what I order. But sometimes, like I'm just like, dang, like I wish we could just split this so I could get the crab legs like I want. But let me
She's
get the
so
chicken
sweet.
because
Oh, you're
I don't want to
so
break his
no.
pockets.
No, that's dope.
But if you do pick the most expensive
Yeah.
thing on the menu, you do have to give up the yams. Apparently, that's what my sister told me today.
Yo, them yams better be slapping. You better be slapping them yams. Like,
Juicy
Oh
yams.
man.
If you were to pick the most expensive thing on the menu, you have to be ready to give up the yams.
nah. At least show a nipple. Like, there
A
you
little
go.
Oh
some.
no.
A little quick.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. So, in terms of dating behavior, what to do and what and not to do, and I'm thinking more in terms of
Like picking off your
conversation.
plate.
Yo, I wasn't even. Oh my god.
Anyone ever did
Ew,
that
it
to
just hit
me?
my mouth
I'd
on
be
the.
sick.
Yeah, yo, let me tell. Nah, like picking off the plate. I mean, I guess that's case by case basis. Like, I don't want anybody. Look, order what you want. Now, if you want what I want, then order what I want. What I got.
I don't care. Like I'll offer. I'm like, you want some of this? Like, and that doesn't
I
bother me.
offer
If I'm
too.
offering, I don't care. Here, I'll give you some. But one summer, I was at the beach, and I went with this. I was with my sister and her boyfriend, and then her best friend, and then I had brought a guy, and he came, and I used to really like coleslaw. I could eat coleslaw by itself. So I ordered a coleslaw because this place was known for like having really good sides. So I ordered a coleslaw and I start eating it. I was like, oh, it's so good. He proceeds to put his fork in my coleslaw
What the
without
fuck?
asking me.
Yeah.
He didn't order a damn thing, right? Because nobody was really hungry. We just like wanted to pick and stuff. He stuck his whole fork in my coleslaw, and I literally saw it in my mind in slow motion. And at that time, when he put the fucking fork in his mouth, I said, I'm never going to talk to him ever again. And I never talked to him ever again. Don't eat my fucking coleslaw.
Wow.
Now I don't even like coleslaw like that.
And he didn't even ask.
Didn't ask.
Ugh.
Literally didn't ask. I'm sitting there. As I'm eating, he proceeds to just stick his whole fork. And I'm staring at him like, are you serious right now?
Yeah, that's pretty presumptuous, man. That is pretty. And y'all had you guys been intimate to that point?
No.
You know, so it's not
Not at
even
all.
like Okay.
I've never even kissed him at all.
Oh, that's
So-
dirty. That's some dirty shit.
Yeah,
All right,
he's gone for
so
that.
not picking off the plate or even like I would say don't even ask. Like if you're offered, then yeah, but
I always say no, but I'm like, damn, that does look good. I'm so shy. I'm like, no, it's okay.
oh man, no.
But I'm
And
like,
I'll
damn.
offer too, because you've ever been to a restaurant where like the person's like, oh, like I don't know what to get, like I would want this or like that, like I'm having a hard time choosing. So like I'm like, okay, well you get this and then I get that, and then
Yeah, that's
like
yeah.
I'm like, oh, you want to taste it? You want that? Like, yeah.
Yeah, no. Stay off my plate. You stay on your plate. Like if we share appetizers, that's fine.
Can we
That's
share
one
a
thing.
dessert? Is
Why are
that
you so
acceptable?
mean?
I'm not mean. You know, I think because I just want to eat and I just want all my food.
They so damn greedy.
Yeah, I want all my
Yes.
food. But all right, so you go out with a date with Brandon or DJ Silk. He makes sure that you get everything you want. So if you
Aw.
want, you see what I'm saying? Like it's not like I'm like we're on a budget and you can only get stuff in this section of the menu. Like
The
yo,
2
whatever
for
you
20
want.
side. Be like, pick on the 2 for 20.
Right, right. You
I'll take
know,
one of each, please.
I'll take the 2.
right? No, but I mean, if that's what you want, like I make it clear. So my favorite, I'll go to Malaysian restaurants and I love to get roti canai, and most people have never had that. So, and it's something you could share, but I'm like, no, you get your own. Like I'm not sharing it, and if you don't like it, like I'll eat yours if you don't like it. So it's not a problem. But if you like it, you're not going to be eating on mine because this is my treat. This is my treat to myself. If you want a roti canai and you know like so
A first date is not about you.
no, but if I take you out, I'm taking you out and I'm making sure every need and every want and every desire is covered within reason. So
Aw.
therefore, whatever my wants, desires, and needs in terms of what I order and what I get is for me. So no, keep your fucking hands off my plate. Keep your eyes off
Do
my
you
plate.
offer?
No, I don't offer.
Oh my God.
No, because
You said keep your hands and eyes off his plate.
just because you can have what
Even
you
if
want.
I comment, oh, yours looks good.
Then order it.
It's so
Oh my
mean.
god.
No, I think it's fair.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's real. It is fair because I don't like if I'm uncomfortable, then we're not gonna have a good date.
Is that how you always are with your food, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a consistent
He
thing.
said yes.
Yeah, he said,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Rell. So greedy because I'm like, but
Mhm.
I don't, yeah.
No, but like I said, it's if I didn't set up a situation for us to share. I set up a situation so that you could have whatever you wanted and that I can have whatever I wanted. And I'm not looking at your shit and being like, well, that looks good, blah blah. You know what? I'll ask you, hey, is it good? Do you like? And then we can get it. But
Noted. I will never ask Brandon
Do
or
you
tell
taste
him.
people's food?
do I
Yeah.
take?
Do you ever taste
If you offer, if you're like, hey, if
others'
you want to
food?
try it, then yeah, I'll do. And in those cases, I'll be like, do you want a thing? And I'll just,
He
but it's
drags his
reluctant.
feet to even ask that. And he's only asking
Yeah.
in hopes of you saying, no, thank you.
No, I
No.
mean, no. I mean, if I offer it, like I'm genuinely offering it. If I don't want to offer it up, then guess what? I'm not offering up.
You heard his response.
Yeah, I look.
He said,
Oh, no, listen, stay the fuck off my plate.
but it's crazy. I have been on dates where guys be like, "Did you want an appetizer?" It's like, no. And they'll ask me like, "Oh, do you like calamari, whatever?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's good." And they'll order it, and they'll be like, "Oh, I just ordered it for you." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you," but I'm just like, and they won't eat off of it at all. I'm just like, dang, so now I feel forced to eat it. But
No, I mean, genuine. If you want something, ask me.
I'm
and
never
I will
going to
get
tell you your food looks good. I'm like, that looks nasty.
it good.
Yeah.
We're gonna get along just right. We're
I'm
gonna
like,
get
that
along
shit
really
looks
well.
disgusting.
That's what he wants.
I want you to feel comfortable enough to get what you want. That's why I'm picking the establishment because I know I can afford to give you everything that you want in there and it's not a problem. That's where I'm at with it.
He's that boyfriend that would, get mad if you like eat his shit. I mean,
I won't get mad because I'm in a much more zen place in my life now. I really, I don't get mad at much anymore. I might get a little annoyed, but again, like, I just feel like, yo, this is my zone in front of me. Like, this is, I picked out this stuff because I really want it.
yeah.
I want it all.
But it's crazy. Even off these dating behaviors, I can say that one of the first times I went on a date too, the guy arrived drunk.
Oh, that's fucked up.
When I say I was irritated to the max, and you're gonna hear it. You're going to hear my irritation in my voice.
Yeah.
And my body language and everything. Like, I'm to the point where, like, don't even touch me. Don't sit next to me. Don't even look at me. I was so upset. Like, I sat there the whole time just staring at this man because I wanted to smack him. I'm like, why would you arrive drunk? Like, I understand, like, all right, I had like a shot, to get off the nerves because,
Right.
I partake in a little activities too. But to the point where, like, I could smell it.
Oh, he sound like he was an alcoholic. He probably has a drinking problem. That's alcoholic behavior.
And I asked him, I'm like, yo, were you drinking before here? He was just like, well, I had stopped at somewhere, and I was just like, well, are you drunk?
If you have to ask, you already know the answer to that question.
He was like, nah. So
Right.
then he proceeds to literally order 2 like Moscow mules and like down them.
Oh, he was an alcoholic.
When I say down them, he still asked me for another date, but I'm just like, no, bro. Like, that's an absolute no.
Nah, you should be like, yes, and then y'all go to a recovery house. Drop his ass off because he's an alcoholic.
That was the first bad day. I literally put it because I didn't consider it a first date. He hit me up that day. He was like, hey, Jen, do you want to go get some drinks? Let's do that. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't know why I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I don't care. Whatever. Tells me a time. all right, that's fine. It was like 8 o'clock. I was like, yeah, that's fine. He hits me up an hour before, like 7 o'clock. He was like, hey, you almost ready? He said, why don't you just meet me now? Because I just got done what I got done doing. I said, oh, well, just give me 30 minutes. So yeah, when I arrived, I'm like, I sat down and like he's walking in behind me and I'm just staring at him. I'm like, I think he looks weird. And in my mind, I was saying that, like, I think he's behaving weird. And when he sat down
Mm-hmm.
and like he was trying to
You
touch
can
my
smell it.
arm and I was like moving away, like, don't touch me. Like,
Don't
because
touch
then
me.
if I have to get ignorant, I'm going to get ignorant. And I try not to get there. But now I'm like, and I looked at him, I said, I can't believe you came in drunk. He was like, well, I ain't drunk. I said,
No, he's an alcoholic.
no. So then we leave. And as he's walking me to my car or whatever, and I have my face mask still on because, we had just woken up. He proceeds to try to kiss me with my face mask on.
The
And so
face
I
mask.
pull my face because he tried to grab my face. First of all, I don't touch my face. And so I'm just like, and I pulled back. He was just like, dang, you gonna play me like that? I looked at him. I was like, you need to go to sleep and you need to take a nap.
Sleep and nap. Isn't that
Both
the
of them
same
at the
thing?
same time. No, all of them. That's what
All
he
of
needed
them.
to do.
Man,
I'm
take
getting hot. Just think about it because it irritated
please.
the fuck out of me.
Man, take that man to get some alcohol, some
I know
treatment.
that's not my business.
Yeah,
no
he
more.
needs some help.
He does. He's got a problem. Well, in
He's probably
terms,
gonna listen to this too.
good.
Because he's still like, yeah.
My man, get some help, man. You need some help. Your life will be much better if you sober up, bro. So in terms of dating behavior, I was really thinking about just things to not talk about, like ex relationships.
No, don't talk about him.
No,
Even
no.
if you're asked.
Keep it to a minimum. Keep it to a minimum. Like, oh yeah, blah blah. Because
My
no.
response is always fuck him. That's as far as it needs to go. Oh, what about you? Man, fuck him. That tells you everything.
There you go.
I feel like guys ask that more than women do, like about your ex, and I think that's so weird. I'm like, why are you asking me about my ex?
Because we know y'all operate on a level of sneakiness that is unfathomable to us, and we
Excuse me.
And
What?
y'all will have a boyfriend with a husband on the side, and be trying to recruit something else, and nobody knows nothing. So yeah, y'all. I mean, it's a compliment. Like, you guys are.
So you think it's a compliment to tell us we're really good at being sneaky?
Yeah. Because
Absolutely.
it takes intelligence. That takes a high intelligence quotient to be able to pull that off.
They say cheating is a rich man's sport.
It is. Look, I've been out with women who they had dudes, and like, I watched them work. I'm like,
I'm not even gonna tell on myself. So yeah, you're right.
Right. Right. I'm like, and I'm taking note because I'm like, so if we ever get, like, if it becomes a committed thing, then like, I know I can't trust your ass, and I know the signs. Like, so yeah.
Don't do that. No.
Yeah.
No, because
yes,
guys
yes.
feel like women are not allowed to date. When I say date multiple men at the same time.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, they're in full-fledged
Just
relationships.
don't ask me
that
about
are
no other
failing.
man if we're on a date. That's my rule. Don't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Don't, like, yeah. And then, in like, too much career talk. I mean, unless your identity is your career is your identity, but like, like,
I don't talk about money. Money is my big thing. I hate to talk about money on a first date.
Said that several times about
because I hate because you know what it is. Now I'm experiencing guys trying to use that to like impress me, and it's so annoying.
I know.
It's probably I'm literally probably 3 guys I've never tried to do that try to impress me with their money, and it's working. Not doing that, like, because I feel money speaks for itself. So
it does. Class, money, everything.
Yeah.
What about you, Rell? Do you have anything? Are there behaviors that you don't approve of on a first date that could turn you off?
Um, I think talking about too much of work and money, like you said, but I think it's that conversation, or guys think that that's the way to lead conversation because that's how they get women. Like
Hmm.
nowadays, because women, I don't know, today, like it's like the materialistic thing,
Yeah, it
and
is.
so they're trying to impress you. But so I understand why that's such a common topic, but I agree. I think I don't know, it's a turn off to me too. Because I don't want to talk about what I do. I want to talk about
Life,
what we do in our free time. I'm doing something in my free time. I
right?
don't want to talk about work.
That is an
Hmm.
American thing. Like, people, foreigners, people from other countries, like they've noticed that, like, if you speak to someone from a different country, they don't ask you what you do. Like, that's not within the first 5 or 6 questions that they pose to
Yeah.
you. But here, it's like within the top three. Well, what do you do? So all right. So
Hmm.
you've had a bad date. The date is going horrible. How do you humanely, or do you humanely end the bad date? How do you end it? How do you end the date, Rel?
I think it depends on like how bad it is. Like
The
I think I would
worst.
try to like push through. It's the worst.
The
Oh,
worst.
like I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
Oh
Okay, Jen. In 2 minutes, I need you.
shit! Not the not
I
the
need you to
bathroom
call
dash.
me.
Or I'll text my girls. SOS bitches. Call my ass.
Yes. If it's the worst, yeah, you have to get out of there or find a way to
Mm,
excuse yourself. Because I don't want to
mm.
be. I don't know if
What's
it's
the
unbearable and
fastest
I can't make it through.
you've ended a bad date? Like, if from start to finish, moment you got there to end, what's the fastest you've ended the date?
Um, so luckily, like I've never been like at a restaurant. It was like coffee,
Oh, okay. Oh,
so
so
it was
that's
kind of like,
quick.
oh, okay, yeah.
Mine was
So it
44
was already
minutes.
quick.
44 minutes.
Oh,
What did he do to
It was just, it just wasn't there.
gotcha?
It wasn't like, oh my God, this is so
hmm
bad. But what he was saying the whole time, I literally was staring at him like, I can't wait till it's done. So I wasn't even really engaging in conversations to prolong the date. I was just like, oh, okay, that's nice.
hmm
That's
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. Answering those open-ended questions with closed-ended answers.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Okay.
man.
44 freaking minutes.
Wow. And how did you how did
Yeah.
you what did you do to end it? Like, how did you get out of it?
No, like I finished my food quick. When I say quick,
Ugh.
he goes, "Do you want
In
dessert?" Nope.
45 minutes, heck yeah.
Nope. I don't know. I'm good, thank you. I'm not a mean person. I don't like to hurt people's feelings because I know it takes a lot. Because I can never ask
hmm
anybody on a date. I don't have the balls to do it. So I'm not mean like that. If he became disrespectful, we could take it there.
God
But if he's
damn it.
nice and really trying, no, I'm like, hey, have a good night. That's it.
Right, right,
That's
right,
it.
right,
No,
right.
you don't have to be mean. You
You
hmm
do
never
not
do.
have to be mean if it's just not
I
working out. It's
agree.
just not working out. Just say goodbye. You don't have to insult the person or anything like that. But God
Yeah.
forbid I'm ever in a situation where I feel like he's being disrespectful because all it takes is one text message, and that's how we're gonna end a bad date.
Hmm.
It
I had
needs
a
to be
date
like that.
where I didn't like it. I wasn't interested in it. Like I wasn't interested in him, and so like I paid for my half. Like I was like, oh,
Can I get
I was like,
my
we'll
shit?
split it. And so
Oh,
I just put both of our like I put my card down too because I was
wow.
like, I'm not interested. I don't want you to think that. I don't know. I feel like that's a sign. Like, oh, she paid for hers.
Oh,
I
that's a
don't know.
sign and a half. That's like making sure that you don't he has nothing over you.
Like
Like,
I gave you
Yeah.
dinner. No, you freaking didn't.
mm,
Mm,
I've never
yeah.
I've never had to I've never had a bad date like that where I had to end
They've
things that I
ended
can
it
think
for
of.
you because the girl hopped in another fucking
Yeah,
car, baby.
exactly. She hopped in her
Right.
new car. She hopped in her car. It was out.
With another man.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
hmm
cannot. I want to see what she looks like.
I'll pull her up.
She has to be a bad bitch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, she was sexy. She's still sexy. She, I. It is that. Yeah, that was. Fortunately, I don't have a whole lot of bad experiences like with that, with like dating and stuff. But
Good.
that's because I don't go on that many dates. So that's good. That's great. All right. To sex or not to sex on the first date? Is it so bad to have a date, sex on the first date if you're feeling it? If you guys are feeling it, Jen.
If you feel like having sex on the first date, absolutely do it. If it feels right, the energy's right, you both agree to it, it's just flowing, do it. Cause that might be your husband. I had sex on my first date and we were together for almost 6 years after that.
Okay. Rel.
Mhm.
What's
I
up with them
agree.
yams? Okay, you gonna
Go
give them
by.
yams up?
You have to feel the chemistry. If the chemistry is there, yeah.
We're grown. We're grown.
Okay, we're not on a Steve Harvey thing. Huh?
Stop. But it's crazy. I must say, let me tell myself. No, but I've had a first date where I did have sex with him on the first date, and my dumbass texted him the next. We were just talking about it the next day or whatever, and I was just like, "Well, I said, oh, I just don't want you to think I'm that type of girl," but I don't even know why I said that.
God damn.
His response was, "We're grown."
Mhm.
Like, what the fuck? So I think he was just like, "Oh, like I don't," and then he was like, "I don't see you no different." He was like, "We're grown." He was like,
Yeah.
"I didn't force you. You didn't force me." But I felt so stupid
Mhm.
asking that, and I don't even know why.
Because you are that type of girl. I don't know what you're talking
I'm like sitting here just popping it like
Uh-uh.
shit.
about. Well, no, because there's such a stigma. Like, I blame them
Mhm.
fucking pilgrims and the Puritans and the evangelicals who like put all these crazy
Yeah.
standards on sex when like
And it was so good. So I was just like, but I felt like, I hope he
know.
doesn't think I'm a hoe or something like the
No,
next day. But
Yeah, or
no,
judge you.
to this day, he's like super, super nice and so sweet. And he's
ain't
just always like,
there ain't nothing wrong with being a hoe or whore. And I don't, you know what I mean? We're gonna
yeah,
destigmatize that. Like no
you're right.
shaming.
But
There's nothing wrong.
but
'Cause
that's why said I felt so stupid. After I asked, I'm like, why did I ask that? Like, I'm grown. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I know what I did. It was consensual. It felt right. It wasn't like, I didn't feel like that's why we were there. It just so happened to happen.
right. No.
Because even the next day after I said that, he was like, that was not part of the plan. That's what he said first. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. Like, it wasn't, but it just so happened to happen. But
That
I
chem-
say do it.
that chemistry's insane. And do what feels right. I
Mhm.
mean,
Have fun.
yeah, because you only get one go round in this life, in this body,
Because
in
what
these
if it was a
circumstances.
bad date, but the sex was amazing? At least you got good sex out of it.
Well, how you get into good sex from a bad date?
Listen, because it just probably wasn't flowing, and then all of a sudden,
It was flowing, huh?
I don't freaking know. Don't ask me.
I'm not. We're gonna move on. So, Rel,
Mhm.
first trips, because sometimes first dates lead into first trips, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we done caught the
Mhm.
feeling. So we're gonna catch a flight. Do you have any suggestions for the good people out there? First of all, do you like how I remixed the
Yes.
title of that segment? No.
What'd you say?
It wasn't even paying attention.
We we don't we oh well, it says we don't. It's supposed to say we done caught feelings. So now we catching flights.
It's just like, okay, that's cute.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we done caught. I mean, because
So,
again, it's fucking spell check. Autocorrect, I should say. Anyway, go ahead. What you got for us?
so I think for like a first trip, you can do something short, like a weekend trip, a weekend getaway. Because when you go on a trip with someone for the first time, you can definitely get to know them more than just going on dates. So the easiest trips that I can think of would be Los Angeles, Las Vegas, New
Mm,
Orleans, and Miami.
Nolans.
And all the destinations have different reasons to go. So obviously Miami, if you guys like to party, flights are there's always flight deals that you can fly to all these destinations, but especially Miami. New Orleans is kind of on the same tip, partying. Vegas for people who like to gamble or like to shop and see shows, and then Los Angeles for the beach vibe, as well as if you're a foodie, you like to try different restaurants, or if you're a sports fan. Yeah, so Los Angeles has different activities that you
Okay.
can do with your new boo.
I one dope thing to do if you go to Los Angeles is to watch the sunset
Mm-hmm.
from the Griffith Observatory. It's extremely
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And the
Yeah, I've
Griffith,
done that. It's
yeah,
nice.
it is like when if California hadn't been so shut down during this COVID thing, I would have flown just for the day,
Yeah.
just to catch the sunset and fly back, because it was just an amazing experience that seeing that, so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. So
Take me on a first date to California to watch the sunset.
word.
So impressed.
It's doable. You can get a round trip for $75.
It's the simple things, Rel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would take it. They would have my heart.
What? We getting married. You're right to Vegas.
See, guys, yo, man, I'll be looking out for y'all, man. On the low, I'll be setting shit up for y'all, getting all that information out there. All right, well, listen, man, this is a long episode.
It really was.
It was fun.
We talk most of the time.
Yes, but listen, man, the world is opening up,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact is that we've all been cooped up, and people are going to be primed to go out. Like, this is your time to shoot your shot at the right target. Or not to reiterate that. Yep.
And
Shoot
not
this.
at 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, not at 5 o'clock in the morning. If they make sure observe time zones, maybe you're in a different time zone, but make sure you're doing it the right way. But to have a great first date, it does require some planning and some thoughtfulness, and respecting the person you're going to spend the time with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
fellas in particular, make it about them and ask them questions about themselves and about them, and definitely take some interest, because I find that a lot of people want to share everything about themselves and don't pay attention to the person they're sharing it with. So I think that's very important. Um, Listen, ask the questions and listen, and remember what they tell you, because then when you regurgitate what they said later on, they'll be even more impressed, right, ladies?
Right.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So, um, Rel, do you have anything to say in closing?
Um, no, not really. But I just say, like, first dates, if you know the person a little bit, if they mention something, like a date idea is something that they like to do. It doesn't have to be expensive, but take note of something, like you said, something that they like to do and incorporate that into the first date.
Can learn it from looking at their social media. Jennifer, I'm
So,
sorry.
yeah.
You still got me broken. I still have a hard time calling you Jen. I like feel like I'm about to get hit whenever I say Jen.
No, you are absolutely correct in calling me Jennifer.
See, how she did me, Rel. See, go ahead. What do you got to say?
I don't have nothing to say. That's it.
She said, definitely give up them yams on that first date
Go
if it's
ahead.
feeling
If you
it.
feeling right, give up the yams. That's it. That's my advice. There's no judgment at all. Nobody has to know. So
And if they judge you, they ain't shit, and they weren't
ain't.
worthy of the yams anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just be safe. That's it.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. Another episode of the Cultured Misfits is in the bag. We appreciate you guys for spending this time with us. Hope you enjoyed it. Share this experience with your friends. Please, 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 please. You can follow me at DJ Silk on Instagram. And if you go to my bio, there's a link, and on that link you'll see all the other things that I do, my Mixcloud page, the other podcasts that I do. Also, if you are in the tri-state area, and by tri-state area, I am talking about Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, actually Maryland, so the quad state area.
Quad.
And you are interested in either having a podcast produced or recorded, hit me up, because that's what I do. Okay. I got really nice equipment and it's fun here, right, ladies?
Yes.
Jen just yeah, okay. All right. Jen, what's your social media?
I'm on Twitter, JenMazing_. So follow me, and by following me, you're following Rell.
Yeah. Also the Clubhouse, right? That's your Clubhouse thing, right?
Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse too.
And isn't that also your Snapchat?
Yeah, all of them. No, Snapchat, I think it's just JenMazing. I don't have an underscore, but Twitter and Clubhouse is
Well,
JenMazing.
by the time you get to underscore and Snapchat,
Yeah.
it will have come up anyway. So yeah, any dick pics you want to send to Rell, you have to send it to Jen, and she will forward those on. Yeah.
I filter for her.
She filters. So anyway, guys, thank you so very much. Please be safe out there. Be blessed. Do your best. And that is it. We are out. Let me clap us out. Yay. Bye.
Yeah.